What's up, everybody? This is your boy Jay coming at you live Wednesday evening with chapter 4 of Your Invincible Power by Genevieve Birand. And I guess I right away. And so I'll start with a little example. She talks about like the old telephone system. Hey, Noel, good to see you, Rumi. Oh my God, how you been? Good to see you, Hananel. And Genevieve starts talking about the operation of your mental mind, which is the title to chapter 4. And she gives the example of our minds as being branches of a central telephone system. Um, some of you youngins might not know how the old school telephone systems worked. Um, but basically, you can refer back to like a picture to the picture of a tree. And so and as we go through the chapter, you'll realize why she's talking about the structure of like a big tree trunk, and then you have the branches, and then you have the leaves, right? um, and she says the trunk of the tree cannot fail to provide for its branches. And the reason why she says that is that a lot of the times when we have troubles in our lives, or we have something that worries us, we look outside of us, or we look at outside circumstances and situations for answers. However, the answers come from your connection to this higher source that she's talking about. What is this higher source? So here, the world was projected by the self contemplation. Once again, the world was projected by the self contemplation of the universal mind, and this same action is taking place in its individualized branch, which is the mind of man. Your man, your mind, the mind of man. Everything in the whole world has its beginning in mind, and comes into existence in exactly the same manner, from the hat on your head, to the boots on your feet. All are projected thoughts solidified. This is mind blowing. And I think it was in chapter 1 or the first part of chapter 2, I gave the example of how a chair might have came to be in our world. And I know that it was a hypothetical example, but that's the progression of thought. And here she goes into it again. Evolution is the continual unfolding of existing though outwardly invisible things. Referring back to the example of the Wright brothers and how they were able to, good to see you, Astrid, and how they were able to, good to have you, Slavo, long time no see, brother. Guadalupe, welcome. And she talks about the Wright brothers examples and how they actually aligned their actions and their thoughts and their mental picture to the principle and the universal laws of the universe. Um, and it was an evolution. So here, evolution is the continual unfolding of existing though outwardly invisible things. So the Wright brothers, good to have you, Miss Anna. So the Wright brothers aligned themselves to something that was already in existence, though not seen just yet. But with their faith and with their constant vision that what they saw was a reality, they were able to bring into unfolding something that was in existence, though just yet not visible, and they made it visible. Your picture, your picture is the combining and evolving powerhouse, so to speak, through which the originating creative spirit expresses itself. Your picture. So what are you picturing? And if you have questions about what it is that you're picturing, all you have to do is actually look at the current results that you have. And if um, currently you are not seeing the results that you want in your life, it means that your mental picture is off focus. It's not right or wrong. It's not good or bad. It's just off focus. And Ananel, how did the Wright brothers see the invisible? They had plain they were pure imagination. They imagined a picture of a flying machine, a man-powered flying machine. And in an era where that was completely illogical and it was completely impossible to fly a man-powered flying machine, two bicycle mechanics in Ohio with no education set out every day with 5 sets of spare parts to just crash and figure out how they were going to make this thing fly. And it is quoted that one of the brothers would say to the other every time they were going back home after crashing 5 times, he would say to one of the brothers, "It's okay, brother. I see ourselves flying in this machine with ease." And guess what? They were the first ones to literally achieve manpower flight out of imagination, out of the picture, out of what he saw in his mind. I can see us flying with ease in this machine. And this picture that we're talking about is your wish. And as your wish and your recognition grow into an intense desire, this desire becomes a clear mental picture. It's not just a picture, it becomes a clear mental picture. And holding this clear mental picture and performing the action that you are inspired to take in the fulfillment. There you go, Hananel. It always seems impossible until it is done. Nelson Mandela. Um, and doing this inspired action that take you closer to the fulfillment of your picture, your desire will be manifest. And one of the questions that first come up for people is that they say, okay, so then if all our desires are possible and they're becoming reality, good to have you, Lama Jinpa Zangpo. What happened? Why is it that we have so much suffering in the world? Why is it that if naturally we're all inclined to want joy and health and abundance, why is it that there's so much suffering in the world? And the first reason is that there's very few people that actually take the trouble to look into the principles of the laws of life, right? And because if people really did and they actually focus upon this thought and ponder on it, they will realize that visualizing is the principle, and it is not a fallacy. It is not a fallacy. It is not a fantasy. It is not an impossibility. It is the principle. It is the principle that makes things happen. And there are a few that actually find it worthwhile to go into this realization, mental realization. And the other thing that is too simple to be true, or is too complicated to understand. Or some actually kind of take a meek attempt and they do it for a day or for a day or two, or they actually maybe they do it for like an hour or two, but then right away what happens is that they switch their picture all over again. And I really wanted to finish this chapter in one shot, but I guess it's just too packed with information, so I'll leave it right there. But this is the thing, I'll leave you all with one key thing: your picturing ability, right? That is where the advantage of holding your thought in the form of a mental picture manifests. So basically, what she's touching upon is that when you are wanting to create circumstances in your life, or you're wanting to create the life that you really want to live, what is it that you're actually focusing upon and forming a clear mental picture of? And I will talk about it more in the continuation of the chapter, but she's talking about, are you constantly switching the picture that you're holding in your mind, or actually are you messing with the picture and you're making it fuzzy and you're confusing the development of the picture? So I'll go into that, but my invitation for you all is to really start to look at what you are currently holding in your mind over and over and over, and observe how you talk to yourself. Are you creating a vision for your ideal life? Are you talking positively to yourself, or are you too busy trying to be right as to why you are stuck in the situation that you're stuck in, and you're not allowing yourself to believe in something new that's going to open you up to possibilities that you haven't just seen just yet? So with that, guys, thank you all for being here with me, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace out.